All right, so we're with Ms. Johnson out of Grand Junction, Colorado. She is our resident ninja librarian and former Colorado Librarian of the Year. And she's going to give a book talk on Refresh. Is that right?
Yes.
Great. I'm happy to hear what you have to say today.
Okay. The book I'm going to talk about is called Refresh. It is a graphic novel, and it is by Danica Novgorodov, Benjamin Percy, and James Punsolt. And this book has as its main characters 3 high school boys, Cody, Josh, and Gordon. And they live in a small rural town in Oregon. Their fathers have all been deployed to Iraq. They're military reservists, and as the Iraq War progressed, more and more reservists were called into duty. And these boys choose to deal with it, that loss and that anger, and also just the desire to please their fathers by fighting. They set up a boxing ring. It is defined by a garden hose, and then they just beat the crap out of each other on a regular basis. It becomes progressively more violent through the book. They also deal with the loss in some very real and raw ways. They drink, they party, they pretty much try to blot out the fact that their fathers are absent. And the reason it's called Refresh is because the only communication they have with their fathers are through email, and so they check their computers every evening and they click that refresh button, refresh, hoping to hear from their dads. I love the artwork in this book. It is very, the colors vary when the battles are going on, when they're fighting. It's very raw and bloody. Then you can see here that they are in the snow. When they're at home, the colors are more muted. And so through the artwork and the colors, I think the combination of text and art really makes this vivid. The section I'd like to share with you is, I like this 2-page spread. This is at the very end of a battle, and they have literally started using weapons to hit each other and to beat each other in the ring. And then back home, it says, "We didn't fully understand the reason our fathers were fighting. We only understood that they had to fight. It's all part of the game, my grandfather said. It's just the way it is. We could only cross our fingers and wish on stars and hit refresh, hoping they would return to us."
That's good. How many stars would you give this?
I would give this is a 5-star book.
And you don't give those very often.
No. I really think this is one of my favorite graphic novels.
Great. And I'm guessing it's going to appeal more to boys probably than girls?
I think it definitely has an appeal to boys. I would say this is an edgier, more mature book. But I think it would appeal to anybody who's had a family that is affected by war, because this really does address everything that happens, not just to the soldiers but also to their families, or even somebody that is affected by loss, because this is a book that's all about loss, how friends stand by each other during those times of loss, really in kind of some unexpected ways. So I think it has great appeal for all audiences, probably boys more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That looks like a pretty interesting graphic novel for sure.
It's fabulous.
Okay, great. Thanks for the book talk, Ms. Johnson. Okay.